We are back here at Off the Leash, brought to you by the Racing Post in association with Premier Greyhound Racing. Episode 21. We've reached 21. Tony Bullen back in the chair as well. How's your form, Tony?
Yeah, a bit up and down. I mean, there's been some fantastic racing, but we'll get back on track, no doubt.
Big race doubleheader this weekend on the Premier Greyhound Racing Service. Friday night, £10,000 Coral Coronation Cup Final. Saturday night, the most lucrative sprint competition of the year. £12,500 up for grabs. The Arc Kent Silver Salver decider at Central Park. 277 metres there. Do, of course, remember to like, comment and subscribe. Loads of content coming up on the Racing Post YouTube channel. We've got golf watch-alongs, Royal Ascot previews, Euro 24 content. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Let us know in the comments below as well how you've been getting on following the tips, how you've been getting on, who you fancy to win the big finals this weekend. Now, I mentioned Royal Ascot, huge summer of horse racing coming up, starting next week with Royal Ascot. We've got a nice offer for you, the Racing Post Members Club, which will get you all sorts of things online digitally, including the Racing Post every day. We're doing an offer. Remember, hit the promo code SUMMER24. Sign up for the Members Club and you'll get 3 months for £10 per month. So £30 for 3 months. That will get you exclusive tips, digital newspaper, race analysis, replays, the whole lot, all for £10 a month across the 3 months. So with Royal Ascot next week, the perfect time to sign up to Members Club. Remember that code SUMMER24. Right, let's get to it then, because we've got 2 big finals to get through. Tony, we've got a mixture this week. We've got speed and stamina required in the Coronation Cup and a nice crop of sprinters in the Silver Salver. Yeah,
well, some of the sectionals that they put up in the Coronation Cup, they might well be capable in the sprint stage with some really serious fraction set in the Coronation Cup. And yeah, 2 competitive finals.
I think so. Right, we will start with the Coronation Cup and we'll look at last week's semi-finals before tackling the draw and getting a selection for the big final on Friday night. First up, good place to start as well, the anti-post favourite New Destiny, just as she did in the opening round from track 1, and she did the business. Didn't lead on this occasion, but she tracked smartly, took it up at the 5th turn, and drew away in good fashion. Time on the board here, 34.98 from track 1. Untold Panga, I thought, run really well here, Tony, as well, in track 3. They're your 2 qualifiers. Yeah,
we touched on, she was demolition job in the first round, but I didn't expect her to lead outright in this particular race, but she doesn't need to. She's got it all as New Destiny, and she's brought a little bit of consistency to the table for once in this event. I mean, as you touched on last week, she's sent off a short price every time she goes to the post, but she looks like she's clicked into action at the right time. I think the inside draws worked out well once again, and her all-round speed, when she sees daylight, she covers the ground.
Yeah, incredibly. Not the quickest of the semi-final winners, though, but we'll get on to that. She's, of course, trained by the 14 times champion trainer, Mark Wallace, and it's quiz time, Tony. I'm going to put you on the spot. You didn't know this was coming. So Mark Wallace has won the Coronation Cup 4 times in the last 9 years. 2021 not being run because of COVID, so the last 9 run-ins, if you like. 4 winners. Can you name them? Can you name any of them?
I doubt so, because you know what, with these events at Romford, you get I always get the Champion Stakes Essex Vars mixed up, so I'd get Adagio Bob's Eye on the Vetoes and all that mixed up, so I'm not even going to attempt it, Dave.
I'm going to back you, right? If all 4 winners have got 2 words in the name, so I'll give you the year and the first word, and I'm going to back you to get the second part of the name. So 2024 was won by Real.
No.
R-E-E-L.
No.
Real tricky one. Real tricky one was in 2014. 2017, Roswell.
Spaceman.
Romanoff. Spaceman. That's going well. 2020, Antigua.
No, my brain's blanked.
Antigua Rum. If you don't get this one, then we might just end the show now. 2023, a wide seed, a bitch, Antigua.
Sugar.
Correct. We got there in the end, but there you go. Yeah, Mark Wallace, good record in this event. He's got a good record on all the 575 competitions at Romford. But 4 times a winner in the last 9 run-ins, and there they are. Maybe you did fare a little bit better than Tony. Let us know in the comments below if you know your Mark Wallace Coronation Cup winners. Right, we'll move on to the second semi-final, and this was the fastest heat winner. This was really impressive. Now, a greyhound who trialled well and showed loads of pace in the opening round. For me, looked a little bit clumsy, but the switch out wide to 6 certainly helped Cooler Derry Dust out the boxes, and Nathan Hunt's Charge did the business. He was in 6. Joe Cigar in 5, who's been running well, was your other qualifier. 34.77. So this final not going to be all about one dog. Fastest on the clock was this lad last week, and he was very impressive here, Tony, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, we said last week, if you give them all a solo trial, Cooler Derry Dust will probably go the quicker. And he put that into practice under race conditions. He had that trial 34.89, so it wasn't a surprise, but wasn't it impressive? I mean, once he's flashed out, you're thinking, wow, what's this fella going to do? And what did he do? 34.77. Can he do it again? It's debatable. Will he need to? Probably, because he needs to hold his pitch, but can he run in full flight? For sure.
Yeah, very, very impressive. And Joe Cigar continuing to run well as well in the orange jacket. 6 beating 5, 34.77. Right, we move on then to semi-final number 3. And Miami Bullet bounced back to winning ways in good style here from trap 2, 35.03. Tremora Rex in trap 5 was your other qualifier. Now, it's nice to see this one back to winning ways. It's shown a sparkle when opening his account over 6 bends. Wasn't to be in the first round, but he battled hard to qualify. Back to winning ways in good style here, Tony.
Yeah, he didn't quite have it for him in the 3 steps. He ran well in the first round and then sort of went out in the semi-finals. But I like this dog. He's a nice dog, Miami Bullet, and he got it right at the boxes. 13.45 to the winning line first time. That put him in prime position. Keep an eye on Tremora Rex. I thought ran an absolute blinder to qualify for John Mullins. She came from way off the pace to snatch second. Again, going to be tapped for early pace. But this Miami Bullet dog, when he gets off the front, he's shown what a handful he is.
Yeah, really, really nice type. Finished 3rd in the maiden derby. Got that 4 bend speed. Going to need to certainly get first run on rivals in this final, but shown that capable of doing that. Right, semi-final number 3 then. And this was 35.03. Nice performance. And going forward, this Miami Bullet, Tony, how far do you think he might get? Because obviously, if he can trap and show his 4 bend speed and keep going, he's going to be a big player in all the big stand competitions.
Yeah, the only I thought he was firmly put in his place behind the Ballymac Diana. He didn't really close on Ballymac Diana in the first round. So off the front, he'd probably get a 640 metres, like a Sunderland type of 640. But yeah, I think he'd need to be off the front over a true 6 bends. I'm not sure a 695 at Hove would be up his street.
Well, not too far away, actually. The Premier Greyhound Racing and Regency down at Hove. That is on the horizon. Right, 9:28 on Friday night at Romford. There is £10,000 up for grabs in the Coral Coronation Cup Final. We'll have a look at the betting here then. And best prices in the village. Evens the top. New Destiny. No bookmakers want to puff their chests out here and take her on. She's odds on predominantly with the firms, but even money is out there. Untold Panga at 14, Miami Bullet at 4, Cooler Derry Dust at 4, Tremora Rex at 22, and Joe's Cigar at 22 to 1. Now, interestingly, the sponsors Corals go 11 to 10, a locally trained winner here, because half of the grounds are trained by Romford trainers, and that will cover you with Untold Panga, Miami Bullet, and Cooler Derry Dust traps 2, 3, and 4. But how do you see it going, Tony?
Yeah, well, I think we suggested back in New Destiny at the 2, 9 to 4 that was available, because if she reached the final, she was never going to be anywhere near that price. So I think we're happy with the 2 to 1, 9 to 4, Dave. If she'd have been drawn on the outside of Untold Panga, I would have took a chance with Cooler Derry Dust, because I think there could have been a bit more inside scrimmaging. But I think she can look after herself, just tuck in, turn in a handy, menacing position at the 3rd bend, and we know how much she stays once she sees the daylight. Cooler Derry Dust, it will be race on if he does what he did last week, traps on terms and holds his position, because he's as strong as any. But I just feel the bitch can enjoy her moment in the spotlight on Friday.
Yeah, she's probably overdue one, isn't she? As we've already said, she's gone off favourite for every competition she's been in. Yet to land one, but a good chance here. She's proved that she can do it at the inside. When Romford raced the other way around and the 575 traps were over what would be the near side now, always a bad box to break from. Doesn't seem to be the case anymore.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's weird, like how they just switch around. It's the same distances, but it has a different effect. But yeah, she's the type of bitch that she's not reliant upon smashing out and nipping round the first bend in front. Sometimes a moderate break can play to your strengths if you draw and bang on the rails, because the time they jostle about, you get the slipstream run on the inside. And if she gets that, she's going to be tough to contain.
Now, we'll be hoping that Miami Bullet can do the business, because that was my selection, I think, at 6-7 to 1 anti-post. But I am going to be with New Destiny. I find it really hard to pick holes in her chances here, because, like you've mentioned, she will have the inside line. They've all got to get round her early on, and she's got massive middle as well. If one of these does slip away and she goes round in second, she's still a massive player. If she leads, it will be lights out and all over. But if she goes round in a pitch, I think she's still a big player as well, because she's strong over this trip, as she showed in her semi-final. So 2 votes for the even money favourite in the £10,000 final on Friday night. Great card at Romford. There's a couple of finals on the card as well, across a variety of trips. Remember, you can watch all the action live on Premier Greyhound Racing, which will be behind the red button on Sky Sports Racing. Right, we will move on now to Saturday night. And as I mentioned at the top of the show, this is the most lucrative sprint final competition race of the year in the sport of greyhound racing. And we go to Central Park. There's 277 metres ahead of them, and we'll take in last week's semi-final action first. Now, we won't show the first semi, which was won by Belinda Green's Guzzler, 16:46 the winning time. 3 greyhounds took a tumble at the opening turn, all got up, all completed, all checked over by the vet afterwards, and all A-OK, but we don't really want to see that again. So they were your 2 qualifiers from the first semi. Guzzler, 16:46, and Dave Mullins, Romeo Crusade. We will now look at semi-final number 2, and Droopy Standard flashed out here in trap 3, 16:33, fastest of the semi-final winners. And My Lenny, who was up with the boxes in trap 5, was the other qualifier, Tony.
Yeah, it was contrasting fortunes to what happened the previous week. My Lenny flashed the boxes, beat Droopy's Standard, but this time it was Droopy's Standard that got the better exit. My Lenny ran okay to qualify, but all credit to Droopy's Standard. Not really an out-and-out sprinter, but did the job really well. 16:33. This event's been very wide open from the get-go. They've taken turns in beating one another, and it's fine margins in sprints, Dave.
It is indeed. I'll be hoping that My Lenny can do the business here. We should try and be impartial, but we'll get on to the final. But a great story behind trainer Adam Sear, who doesn't think you can count on one hand how many dogs Adam trains. Runs a window company as well, so not a full-time professional trainer, but knows the time of day. And also, which you should give a look out to and subscribe and have a look at, he runs a YouTube channel as well, which is about training greyhounds. So Adam Sear Greyhounds, if you search that, you will come across his brilliant YouTube channel. So fingers crossed that one can go well, and it'll be even better content should it be a Cat 1 winning trainer. Right, semi-final number 3, Kalura and Bella in trap 2 here. Now, big price, 16:44, beating Magical Blueberries. I know a ground that you like a lot, Tony. Qualifiers in traps 2 and 4 here.
Yeah, all credit, like 28 to 1. Local knowledge is key at most venues, and she's put her local knowledge to full effect in the first round and the semi-finals. All credit to Dan Brabham's bitch. She took her chance really well, made the bend in front and stayed out in front. I thought Magical Bluebear lost nothing in defeat once again, and I think, again, he's going to improve for a further look round. It's such a competitive final. I think you can make a case for all 6 runners. But I put up Magical Bluebear last weekend, and I didn't see any reason to desert him, Dave.
Now, let's have a look at the final then. The most lucrative sprint race on the calendar in the sport of greyhound racing at 9:28 on Saturday night at Central Park. Live on the Premier Greyhound Racing service. There will be 277 metres ahead of these 6 Talented Speedsters. On the inside, Droopy Standard at 7-1. Kalura Bella, the local, 16s. Romeo Crusade at 9-2 in trap 3. Magical Blue Bear, the middle seed at 5-2. Guzzler, another middle at 5-1 in trap 5. And My Lenny, the sole wide seed in trap 6. Now, I'm going to go with My Lenny, perhaps maybe heart ruling head, because I've got a lot of time for Adam. And as I've already mentioned on the show, really good story behind him, and it'd be wonderful if he could get the job done. And I watched his semi-final a couple of times, and he was sort of up with the traps and pecked coming out the boxes. Switching to 6 might just help him out the traps as well. So I'm going to go with My Lenny. Hopefully we get a fast start like we got in the opening round. But it is 5-2 the field. It is very competitive. I'm going with the stripes. Where are you going, Tony?
Yeah, I like 4. I like the makeup for 4. I think 5 and 6 could easily come together initially out of the boxes. And I think Magical Blueberry, he's yet to trap in his best fashion. I think he can make it third time lucky at Central Park. And when it matters most, it's no good looking pretty in the first round or the semi. It's the final you want to get the job done. And I think there's a 16-20 run in for, and I think he produces it on Saturday.
Well, I think 16-20 will be good enough. So make sure you tune in to the Premier Greyhound Racing Service on Saturday night, 9:28, that big final, 277 metres. Blink and you'll miss it. Good card at Central Park on Saturday night as well. Right, it is that time of the week then. It's time to get back on track after we drew a blank last week. The winners, I'm no doubt, will keep on coming. Tony, you have the floor. Best bet of the week.
Yeah, I've gone to Romford on Friday, Dave. There's a maiden over the 575 metres, and the dog's called Littler's Nuke. And it hasn't made as much impact as Luke Littler on the darts scene, but there's a bomb in this dog. He's only had 3 races. He was pitched in the deep end in the derby, eliminated from the first round, and John's quickly stepped him up to 6 bends, and John ain't done that for no reason. He's had 2 races at Romford now. He ran better than the bare form suggests last time out. There was a lot of trouble around the first 2 bends, and I thought the dog showed a bit of pace. Underground Roxy, the local, might make the market, and I just think that Littler's Nuke, I think there is a lot of scope for improvement with him, and I think he can open his account in the 801 at Romford on Friday.
Lovely stuff. 801 there. Then Friday night delight then for us, because maybe we can go for a double, because I'm going to go Romford as well. And I think mine's going to be a bit of a price, but I do fancy Stone Park Champ in the standard final, which will be the 9-11, 400 metres. And the bitch in 4, Druid Sago, without a doubt, she's the fastest in the race. She's a class act, but she will take a chunk out of the market. If she doesn't flash out, she's a bitch that will dive inside, and if she only moderately away, she will definitely get tangled up early on. She's going to be very, very short, maybe 2 on. I think Maxine Lockstone Park Champ in the stripes, who caught my eye in defeat last time, switching out wide to 6 might help him out the boxes. And his fastest sectional was out of trap 5, but he showed a nice late early pace into the corner in his heat last week. And if he can just find some sort of start, even if he goes round in a pitch, he's strong over this trip. And he could be 5, 6, 7, 8-1. So Stone Park Champ will do for me at a nice big juicy price around the outside. So there you go, 2 singles and a double. And of course, do remember to gamble responsibly. They're our best bets of the week. We are heading to Romford on Friday night, but there is good quality open racing across the weekend live on the Premier Greyhound Racing Service behind the red button on Sky Sports Racing. Reminder to like, comment and subscribe. Let us know who your best bet of the week is in the comments below. That is it for us here on Off the Leash. It's been episode 21. We won't be back next week because Royal Ascot, very, very busy, the video team, Racing Post YouTube channel. So make sure you check out all the content next week. We'll see you next time.